Antes de mí había paz, tranquilidad, pero se acerca la guerra y yo saldré victoriosa. Se atreven a enfrentarse al poder de vendetta. Su derrota me acerca a mi meta. Con el tiempo, todos los campos de batalla serán míos. Entrenen todo lo que quieran. No cambiará su destino.
Se te apagó la luz. Los invito a conocer a su creador.
Cuidado con lo que desea. Viajando a Petra. Mi objetivo es la devastación. Por aquí. Por aquí.
los ómnicos declararon la guerra. Overwatch se creó para rescatar a la humanidad de la crisis ómnica. Nos convertimos en los más grandes campeones de la paz y el progreso que la humanidad jamás había visto.
Todo el mundo sabe que Overwatch fue cancelado. Ahora la mitad no son nada más que mercenarios.
La gente decidió que estaría mejor sin nosotros. Hasta nos llamaron criminales. Destruyeron nuestra familia.
Papá me dijo, tras tantos años de servicio, le diste todo a Overwatch y luego te echaron.
La vida real no es como las historias que padre nos contaba. Eres un necio por querer eso.
Tal vez soy un necio por creer que todavía hay esperanza para ti, hermano.
Humano, máquina. Ante mí veo el futuro. Humanos y ómnicos juntos.
La segunda crisis ómnica continúa devastando a Rusia. El conflicto entre los ómnicos y los humanos ya cobró más de 15.000 vidas.
Pero miren a su alrededor. Alguien tiene que hacer algo. Nosotros tenemos que hacer algo.
Siempre recuerda, nunca des por sentado que el mundo es tal como lo ves. Atrévete a verlo como podría ser.
Winston, ha pasado mucho tiempo.
¿Qué es esto? Esto está transmitiendo la frecuencia de emergencia de Overwatch.
Pero recibí una llamada. Van a volver a reunir al equipo. Me quieren a mí, pero en realidad te necesitan a ti.
Necesito llamado. Debo responder siempre.
El enemigo está ahí afuera y volviéndose más fuerte.
El mundo está cambiando una vez más. Es hora de elegir un bando.
Podemos volver a marcar la diferencia. El mundo nos necesita ahora más que nunca. ¿Están conmigo?
Sí, Winston. Estoy contigo.
Hi, my name is Olivia Lee Anderson, and I voice Freya in Overwatch 2. Today I'm reading Storm Chaser. Are you ready? I was a child when the Omnic crisis hit Copenhagen. My mother was a diplomat, and people looked to her for answers. Get me through to search and rescue. She was the eye of the storm. Calm, constant, consistent. We need to begin triage immediately. And through her, I learned that keeping people safe came down to a level head and a focused eye. Then deploy additional medical assistance. But I wanted to be on the ground, in the storm. Studying criminology gave me access to the latest tech. Showed me how to track and stop threats before they began. The local search and rescue team offered a more hands-on education.
Help! Help us!
I developed the tactics, the expertise to find anyone in any place.
We're going to get you out of here.
And I discovered the rush of seeing a job through to the end, doing something that mattered.
Over here!
I dedicated myself to chasing that feeling. After graduation, the military was eager to recruit me.
She's the one you mentioned, Freya.
I had my eye on bigger fish. Being a part of Overwatch's search and rescue team gave me the opportunity to take my mission further. Step lightly. Intel says they should be around here. With their resources, no one in need of saving was beyond my reach. 10 guards, 3 on patrol, 7 hostages. Our group didn't have the same cachet as those on the strike team, but I preferred staying behind the scenes. I only wanted to do my best work. Well done. We could use more level heads like yours, and to work alongside the the best. Many thought Overwatch was untouchable. Superheroes come to life. Freya will handle evacuating the civilians. She needs cover. Once it's clear, we take the fight to the deep-sea raiders. I knew the truth. Not everyone in the organization was perfect.
Damn it! Fall back! Hold for search and rescue. We aren't done here.
Protocols were slipping. Reyes and his team pulled the fighting into the city before we could evacuate the area. We lost 14 civilians. If not for Freya's efforts, who knows what might have... You know how complex these operations can be, Sorolu. I'm sure Search and Rescue understands these risks. But I was doing my job. That was my only concern. Yes, sir. Through everything, leadership told us to stay the course. Some left. I kept going. Yet the unrest seemed to grow from within and without.
If you're protecting us, why are people dying? Show us Black Watch's records. We don't need you here.
I believed in Overwatch. I knew there were people.
Vota por un mapa. Viajando a Busan.
Hola, cariño. Es hora de salvar el mundo. Orisa, tu diseño no es el más aerodinámico. ¿Cómo atrapas a quienes intentan escapar?
Te daré una demostración. Empieza a correr.
De hecho, creo que confiaré en tu habilidad.
Cinco, 4, 3, 2, 1. Primera ronda. Captura el objetivo.
Mucho cuidado para causar problemas. Lo volveré a hacer.
Gracias por castigar a ese maldito. El objetivo ahora
¡Que
está
no toquen el
activo.
objetivo!
De vuelta en el juego.
Torreta enemiga por delante. ¡Aquí vamos! Torreta enemiga localizada.
Reclamaré el objetivo. Apóyenme.
Me subestimaste, ¿no?
Es la...
Espera, ¿qué hora es? Sean purificados.
Torreta enemiga localizada.
¡Que Kitsune te muestra el camino!
Recargada.
Enfrenta tu destino. Daré cualquier desafío. Muerte doble.
Siempre detrás de ti.
Tiempo
¡Te atrapé viéndome! ¡Trazando el sitio de excavación!
victoria en primera ronda. Puntuación 1-0. Encuentren su fortaleza. Pronto la necesitaremos.
Si se quedan a la vista, los mantendré a salvo.
¡Regresé!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Segunda ronda. Capturen el objetivo.
My name is Olivia Lee Anderson, and I voice Freya in Overwatch 2. Today I'm reading Storm Chaser. Are you ready? I was a child when the Omnic crisis hit Copenhagen. My mother was a diplomat, and people looked to her for answers. Get me through to search and rescue. She was the eye of the storm. Calm, constant, consistent. We need to begin triage immediately. And through her, I learned that keeping people safe came down to a level head and a focused eye. Then deploy additional medical assistance. But I wanted to be on the ground, in the storm. Studying criminology gave me access to the latest tech. Showed me how to track and stop threats before they began. The local search and rescue team offered a more hands-on education.
Help! Help us!
I developed the tactics, the expertise to find anyone in any place.
We're going to get you out of here.
And I discovered the rush of seeing a job through to the end, doing something that mattered.
Over here!
I dedicated myself to chasing that feeling. After graduation, the military was eager to recruit me. She's the one you mentioned, Freya. I had my eye on bigger fish. Being a part of Overwatch's search and rescue team gave me the opportunity to take my mission further. Step lightly. Intel says they should be around here. With their resources, no one in need of saving was beyond my reach. 10 guards, 3 on patrol, 7 hostages. Our group didn't have the same cachet as those on the strike team, but I preferred staying behind the scenes. I only wanted to do my best work. Well done. We could use more level heads like yours, and to work alongside the best. Many thought Overwatch was untouchable. Superheroes come to life. Freya will handle evacuating the civilians. She needs cover. Once it's clear, we take the fight to the deep-sea raiders. I knew the truth. Not everyone in the organization was perfect.
Damn it! Fall back! Hold for search and rescue. We aren't done here.
Protocols were slipping. Reyes and his team pulled the fighting into the city before we could evacuate the area. We lost 14 civilians. If not for Freya's efforts, who knows what might have... You know how complex these operations can be, Sorolu. I'm sure search and rescue understands these risks. But I was doing my job. That was my only concern. Yes, sir. Through everything, leadership told us to stay the course. Some left. I kept going. Yet the unrest seemed to grow from within and without.
If you're protecting us, why are people dying? Show us Blackwatch's records. We don't need you here.
I believed in Overwatch. I knew there were people who needed us.
We're going to get you out of here.
I was so focused on my work, I didn't see the whole thing crumbling. Until it was too late. In the months of investigation after the destruction of Overwatch's Swiss headquarters, the success and efforts of the support teams, the Eco Point program, the medical research group, search and rescue, and so many more were never considered. Most of Overwatch had done everything right. It didn't matter. A few bad actors had ruined Overwatch and anyone associated with it for the world. DAF. Your application to the Danish Armed Forces. Ministry of Defense.
After further consideration,
VRCC.
regrettably after reviewing
Your application to the Danish
What
Rescue
DK jobs near
Coordination
you?
Center.
Hiring opportunities in
Unfortunately,
your
we
area.
will not be hiring candidates. I gave Overwatch everything. My skills, my passion, my life. And it left me with nothing. Without purpose, I was adrift. Desperate. But the winds changed. And could still be of use in this new world. Freya was an ex-Overwatch operative, a name with too much baggage. So, I became Gavin. At first, I chose jobs Freya might have taken. Saving innocents, capturing criminals. But with each new job, I learned not every search is a rescue. On the dark web, I sought out difficult targets, bounties no one else could deliver. The price mattered less than the challenge. The rush I'd been missing finally returned, deepened with the thrill of the hunt. It was a second chance to take everything I knew and do something with it. For too long, I thought I wanted to be like my mother. I tried living to help the world. And the world decided it was better off without me. Now, I live for myself. And that's that. Pleasure doing business.
Señor, creo que debe ver esto. Damián Barbosa, Machete Betty y Sahil Bedilla, alias El Lobo. Todos con contratos recientes. Todos entregados sin inconvenientes. Muy interesante.
Interesante. Esperaba más sorpresa de tu parte, Max. Te llamaría Marqués, pero los apodos de la Dark Web se sienten muy impersonales.
Entiendo. Eres Geffen, ¿cierto? Y traes regalos.
Regalos no, contratos.
Sí, los contratos. Y mi cargamento, que parece haberse extraviado. No tendrás algo que ver con eso, ¿verdad?
Teniendo en cuenta que la última vez hubo un problema con mi pago, me previne.
¿Hubo un problema? Oh, vaya, tendré que despedir a mi contador. Hablando de sorpresas, siento curiosidad por saber cómo los encontraste. Y con tanta celeridad, pensé que trabajabas sola.
Así es.
Entonces, si eres tan amable, explícame.
¿Qué puedo decir? Tus objetivos eran ineptos, mientras que yo no. Esta es la conclusión.
Tus capacidades narrativas dejan mucho que desear. En lugar de una historia, quizás sería mejor una demostración.
¡A la derecha! ¡Detrás de ti!
Excelente, muy bien. Un gran gasto, pero muy bien. Ten, esto es por los contratos. Por todos. Quédate con el cargamento. Considéralo un extra, ¿sí?
Tú querías que viniera aquí esta noche. ¿Todo esto fue una prueba?
Fue una evaluación. Tenía que asegurarme de que fueses la indicada para esto.
¿Indicada para qué?
Para un problema que nadie ha sido capaz de resolver. Creo que te resultará especialmente interesante.
Tengo otros trabajos, Max. Tú comprendes.
Así es, Giffen. O debería llamarte Freya. Pero también reconozco los momentos, aunque inusuales, cuando la oportunidad llama a la puerta.
Tendrías que haberlo dicho antes. Yo me encargo de él.
Hello, my name is Howard Wong, and I voice Wu Yang in Overwatch. Today I'm reading Against the Tide. Let's dive in. Centuries ago, a wise family dedicated themselves to understanding the Wuxing philosophy. After studying the 5 phases, fire, water, metal, wood, and earth, the building blocks of our world, they founded Wuxing University, where traditional wisdom would pioneer new science. The school is divided into 5 colleges, each with a unique curriculum. Fire College, Martial Arts, Defensive Strategy. Metal College, Robotics, Technology. Water College, Traditional Medicine, Medical Advancements. Earth College, Agriculture, Sustainability. Wood College, Civil and Environmental Engineering. During the Omnic Crisis, a task force of Fire College alumni beat back Anubis' forces. Since then, the college's prestige has skyrocketed. Only the best of the best are admitted. Fire College is where my parents met. They were top fighters during the crisis. And my older sister, Anran, she's been Fire's star student since her first year. I was so inspired to follow in their footsteps. But when I applied...
Then regrade his exam. This is clearly a mistake.
I only scored high enough to attend Water College. When word got out, I could tell.
Water College? But that breaks the family streak. It was unexpected for us too. Thank goodness our Ming got into metal.
I disappointed everyone. My family was trying to be supportive of my studies.
You'll need to work extra hard. We won't be able to help you.
But I think they saw me as a waste of potential. If I wanted to give them something to be proud of...
Then you were like blam, and the fire went whoosh!
That's when I knew we aced the project.
Ming, you're going to set the courtyard on fire again.
Maybe I just have to be more like her.
So it's like that fire staff you made, but imagine this section condenses water instead. It'd give water at least some combat capabilities.
I wonder why you'd want that. You know, I still get crap for not getting into fire, but at least I'm not her younger sibling.
Gee, thanks, man.
So, on top of my normal studies, I started studying Fire College lectures.
Something to share with the class, Wu Yang.
No, Shifu. I knew I couldn't be exactly like Anran, but I felt trapped in her shadow. What would it take to stand with her in the light?
Attention students. Null sector attacks reported in Chengdu. Please report to the transport bay for further instructions. This is an emergency situation. Wuxing University students are asked to support evacuation efforts until official forces arrive.
Anran, I'm coming with you. No, don't leave the med bay. You'll be safe if you just keep away from the front lines. But you'll need help, and I said no. I can't protect you if you get in my way. Get in your way? How could you say that? After all this time we've trained together. You don't trust me? I didn't mean it like if I needed someone to tell me I'll mess everything up, I'd just call Mom and Dad. I didn't need to hear it from you.
All colleges to your posts.
Wu Yang,
Fire students, prepare to deploy.
But while I stewed in the med bay, there you go, all better.
Help!
The tide turned against us in Chengdu.
No sector overwhelmed us during the evac. Anran's still out there. You left her there? She made us run. We didn't know what to do. Hey, my sister. Where is she? What was I thinking, picking a fight at a time like this? We're family. Anran!
We're supposed to protect each other.
Wu Yang, you shouldn't be here. Hey, tin heads! Get away from my sister! Reverse the tide! You okay, sis? You idiot! What are you doing here? I had everything under control. Oh, yeah, clearly. Wu Yang, I'm so sorry. I never should have said. Make it up to me later. Let's just get out of here. Don't get in my way, though. Oh, shut up.
3 weeks later, after Anran and I returned to the evac zone, official forces arrived. The following Monday, it was business as usual. Guess even Null Sector couldn't change our exam dates. I was nervous about what my parents would say, so I didn't tell them about what happened with Anran.
Why aren't you studying, Wu Yang? Here, I peeled you some oranges. I'm just taking a break. What are you guys doing here? Dad bought us all matching hats. This one's yours.
Somehow they found out anyway. I think I know who's to blame. When I came to Water College, I thought I'd never find my place. Keep working hard, son. But after everything, I'm starting to realize maybe it was here all along.
Wow, the medal the headmaster gave you is so heavy. Ugh. Too bad this doesn't count towards your GPA, huh? Hey, leave my grades out of this. What a ride. I hope you'll join us in Overwatch 2 when Wu Yang officially joins the roster. See you there.
Vaya, no tenía idea de la noche que me esperaba. Mi nombre es Ye Yang. Y ella es mi hermana, Anran. Y ella me quiere. Todo empezó antes de cenar. Pasaron esto por debajo de mi puerta. ¿Overwatch? ¿Me quiere? ¿En serio? Podría ser un héroe. ¿No es genial? Pero, ¿no siguen siendo forajidos? Ah, sería un forajido. ¿Oh? Pero seré tan famoso. Pero ¿y mamá y papá? ¿Me van a desheredar? Ay, no. ¿Qué dirán, Ran? ¡Anran!
Overwatch, ¿eh? Genial.
Debe haber algún error. No soy tan bueno como para... No me lo merezco.
¿Te invitaron a Overwatch y crees que no te lo mereces? Tú y yo, arena de entrenamiento, ahora.
Escucha, yo no... ¿Pero qué? ¿Anran? ¿Sin calentar?
A nadie le importa si estás listo. Si no puedes conmigo aquí, no podrás allá afuera.
¡Exacto! ¡No estoy listo! Deberías haber sido tú.
Es cierto. Llevo mucho tiempo sobreprotegiéndote.
¿Qué?
Te hice todo demasiado fácil.
¿En serio? ¡Pero me esfuerzo más que todos!
Sí, claro.
Oye, solo quiero probar que puedo ser tan bueno como tú.
Entonces hazlo.
¿Anran? ¿Estás bien?
Estoy tan orgullosa de ti. No te atrevas a decir que no eres lo suficientemente bueno. Literalmente pelearé contigo si no vas.
Literal, acabamos de pelear. Pero te voy a extrañar.
Bueno, tal vez no.
¿Qué? ¿Te invitaron a ti también? ¡Ay! ¿Por qué me hiciste pasar por todo eso? ¿Bromeas? ¿Y si me quemabas? ¿Tienes idea de lo peligroso que es el fuego? Deja de reírte.
Greetings. My name is Ramon Tikram, and I voice Ramatra in Overwatch 2. Today I'm reading Reconciliation. Join me. King's Row, months into the Null Sector invasion.
Leave us. Tell your master you have discharged your duties.
Doomfist said to stay until...
Go. I will not ask again.
After all this time, Ramatra, I am surprised you asked to meet here, where our master was slain.
We had our differences, it is true. Mondata believed in coexistence. The fact that I knew his views were fatally naive does not mean I never mourned him, Zenyatta.
You sent for me, brother, and I have come. Despite all you have done, will you at least tell me why?
After I left the monastery, I walked the world, as Aurora did. I studied humankind's philosophers and sages, historians and generals, but they had no answers for me.
What was the question?
I wanted to know how to save a world that refuses to be saved.
Brother Ramatra, you choose to take the fate of our people on your shoulders, and then convince yourself you are alone in your fears. But practice compassion. Allow for vulnerability. And you will see there are many who stand with us. Zenyatta, you, above all others, know I have tried. I could not stand by while our people suffer at humanity's hands. And yet Null Sector inflicts suffering on a global scale, amplifies hatred toward our people, magnifies their suffering. Any suffering I inflict is but a fraction of what humanity has done. This brief period of tribulation will avert our extinction. I know you believe this, but your actions belie your convictions. Millions of innocents gone. Our own people. They are not dead. Brother, I have held them. They are lifeless. Blank slates. You misunderstand. These bodies, crafted by the humans, Anubis, masters who saw us as nothing but tools, are mere shells. What if I told you I had found a way to preserve our people, to free them? It is difficult to pin my hopes on a supposition. Just tell me, did you truly save them? I could have saved thousands more, if not for the interference of Overwatch. They saved many lives, human and Omnic. Zenyatta, I am not the monster the world thinks I am. I have a plan, and this part of it is complete. It will take some time to prepare the next step. And brother, I would have you take that step with me. Please. You asked me to join you once before. Even if I choose differently now, believe all you've said, I cannot pretend your allies did not murder our master. Would that I had your counsel years ago. Talon has proved lacking as an ally. They are mired in greed, betrayal, lust for power. It will be their downfall. And I fear Talon's problems may soon become the world's problems. Then we must seek peace. There can be no peace with humanity. Come with me. I will keep us all safe. Until the flames from their pointless struggle die, along with their misbegotten civilization. Then our people can return and rise anew, reborn. I cannot abandon our people or humanity. There is still good in this world, Ramatra. And it is worth fighting for. It gladdens me that the world has not dimmed your spirit. Someday, I hope you will understand my choices. And our paths will be joined again. We once dreamt of peace together. Know that I carry our dream with me wherever I go. I always have. As do I, brother. Bittersweet, but fitting. I hope you will join me in Overwatch 2. The path ahead is a hard one, but we will walk it.
As IJC Central Command is aware, Overwatch has supported missions to repel Null Sector forces in Paris, Busan, Rio, and several other fronts. These attacks targeted cities with a high population of Omnics, wherein millions were fitted with unidentified subjugation devices that seemingly rendered Omnics unresponsive. The majority of these subjugated Omnics were abducted by Null Sector throughout the invasion, but a small percentage were recovered by Overwatch and ally militaries. Efforts by former Overwatch agent Torbjorn Lindholm to understand the function of these devices and how to safely remove them are ongoing. 2 days ago, at 0620 hours local time, a strike team was dispatched to Buenos Aires to investigate reports of a new warfront opening. At 12:35 hours, all remaining Null Sector units entered a state that Agent Brigitte Lindholm described as Sentinel configuration. Null Sector abruptly ceased all offensive maneuvers, formed a tight perimeter around their command ship, and began loading the remaining subjugated Omnics onto the ship. Further reports confirmed that all 37 global holding facilities for rescued subjugated Omnics were being breached and raided. Does Overwatch have any theories as to why Null Sector's units would suddenly act this way? The Sentinel configuration was designed to stop Overwatch forces from interfering with Null Sector's retreat. Null troopers were observed carrying subjugated civilian Omnics onto their command ships. Unfortunately, all attempts to breach these defenses proved beyond Overwatch's current capabilities. Designed to stop Overwatch forces. You seem very confident in that conclusion. Do you have definitive proof? Overwatch agents discovered that a signal was being broadcast to warbots across all active fronts. With the aid of Ify Oladele, a newly recruited robotics specialist, this modified omnicode was recorded, transcribed, and translated. Miss Oladele's translation revealed a series of commands that altered Null Sector warbot programming, culminating in the abduction of subjugated Omnics, followed by a mass retreat. However, by the time we had enough information to respond, all units exited Sentinel configuration and began to retreat with the subjugated Omnics. So you're saying Overwatch was not strong enough to stop Null Sector? That's not my assessment. Null Sector's actions targeted and devastated populations across the globe. No organization could have anticipated and countered this retreat with 100% effectiveness. The invasion was a calculated maneuver intended to exhaust our resources. Overwatch agents did their best in difficult circumstances, and it is thanks to their efforts that we have any intelligence to share today. I can't emphasize enough Ms. Oladele's contributions. Without her expertise, the Omnicode broadcast and its contents may have remained unknown to our agents and the world at large. Noted. Did Overwatch attempt to pursue the command ships to their destination? Overwatch dispatched all our available pilots in pursuit of command ships, but our pilots were intercepted by aerial warbots. Though our agents were ultimately successful in eliminating these units, we lost visual on the retreating ships. Does Overwatch have any leads as to where they might have gone? Not at this time. We believe Null Sector utilized cloaking devices which interfered with satellite surveillance systems. Our agents are currently attempting to recover this corrupted satellite data and determine where the command ships may have fled. It's unclear what Null Sector's intentions are or what this means for the invasion. Thank you, Commander Chase. Do you have any further remarks before we conclude this briefing? Though Null Sector caused no further damage or casualties to the occupied territories, they successfully absconded with 99.2% of all previously subjugated Omnics. In the wake of this attack, I want to take a moment to recognize what a tremendous loss this is for the global Omnic community. I would encourage the IJC and world governments to extend all available resources to support their Omnic citizens. To better prepare the world against further threats from Null Sector, Overwatch will share our complete findings with the IJC. Thank you. Sojourn, is Overwatch disbanding now that Null Sector has retreated? Under the IJC's directive, Overwatch is currently on standby. It was your testimony during the Petrus Act hearings that led to Overwatch being shut down, yet you now sit in a role as acting commander. Will you order Overwatch to disband again if the IJC demands it? The Overwatch agents who responded to the Null Sector invasion did so out of a desire to do what was right when they were needed. I stepped into this role for the same reason. When the IJC determines the world is safe, I won't be needed any longer. I'll heed the order knowing I've done my part.
Míralos, papá. Míralos. Ojalá estuvieras aquí para ver sus caras. El público. Las luces. El espectáculo. Me convertí en una celebridad en el Coliseo. Me eligieron a mí. Me llaman la Lupa, la Loba. Y soy su villana. Al principio lo odiaba. Sus aplausos y ovaciones me recordaban a los aduladores que te rodeaban todo el tiempo. Hombres débiles que se aprovechaban de tu grandeza y se beneficiaban de todo lo que construiste, que al final me dejaron sin nada, repleta de enemigos y sola. Pero me estabas preparando para esto, ¿verdad, papá? A tu manera, me mostraste que el miedo es un arma. Me ayudaste a controlar mi naturaleza salvaje e imprudente con paciencia y astucia. Me enseñaste lo valioso que es conocer al enemigo y utilizar sus mayores fortalezas para convertirlas en debilidades. Incluso en la muerte, me mostraste las consecuencias de subestimar a un adversario. Te prometo que no volveré a cometer tus errores. Mira, papá, esta ya no es la cara de la niña que criaste. Por supuesto que tus enemigos son mis enemigos, pero soy mucho más de lo que llegaste a ver. Mi imprudencia ahora es una ira concentrada y he aceptado lo que alguna vez odié. Soy la Loba. Soy la Lupa. Hacen bien en temer y me van a respetar. Esta arena, este público, este momento solo son un medio para un fin. Cada lección, cada pérdida, la sopesé y la registré. Voy a recuperar todo lo que nos arrebataron y los usaré a ellos para lograr.
Ave gentes, my name is Chiara Preziosi, and I voice Vendetta in Overwatch 2. Today I'm reading A New Empire. You knew my father. He went by many names, but everyone in Talon called him Antonio Bartalotti. He was an arms dealer, a member of Talon's inner circle, but to me, Akande, you've met my little Martia. He was Papa. About the Rome operation, I've noted some loose ends that could be traced back to... Not now, mia cara. He wanted a different life for me. He almost got his wish. Operation complete, signore. But for every enemy he took out, he made 2 more. It was only a matter of time before his mistakes caught up with him. Papa... We didn't agree on everything, but I loved him just the same. My father's body was barely cold before Talon made their move. What's going on here? Scusa, bambina. It's just business. Talon seized my father's accounts, took control of his assets, assumed his allies. And Doomfist gave away my rightful place on the Talon Council. My father, my future. They stole everything I was promised. Everything I deserved. Talon thought I'd be easy to push aside, but I would not lick my wounds in the shadows, nor allow fools to determine my worth. I would use my time out of their sight wisely. I vowed to create my own empire and ruin anyone who dare deny me again. And in Rome, there is one place where even the lowest can rise to rule. In her debut match, please welcome Vendetta! Facing up against our as yet undefeated rising star, Ajax! But even here, I was underestimated. This mysterious newcomer is about to learn why none have toppled the Colosseum's strongest colossus. Oh no, Ajax's signature Venetian drop! Ooh, should have known better than to go straight for the big leagues. Maybe stay home next time, sweetheart. Wait, what's this? So I let my opponent have their fun. To send a message. When I'm hit, I strike back. Twice as hard! What a ferocious comeback! Ah! The match goes to Vendetta! I became known as the Wolf of Retribution. I took on any fight the Colosseum could throw at me, and won. For that, I was at once hated and adored. With my winnings, I forged myself a blade worthy of my talents. With every victory I seized, the crowd cried for more, and I gained my own allies and assets. More fighters who craved a taste of my glory. As my reputation within the arena grew, so did my influence. I infiltrated Europe's elite. Proximity to the Colosseum's most infamous gladiator was very valuable. That's how I met you and gained access to your network. I would love to finance your next match in return for a good word with your other sponsors. My people will see it done as I built my new empire, stronger than that of my father's. I never forgot the life I was denied. When Overwatch apprehended Doomfist, I saw my chance. Strike Talon at its weakest point, and reclaim my inheritance. Attack the Venice base and report back. Leave no survivors. But I didn't yet have the numbers to take on Talon outright.
You failed! You fools! That was our chance!
It became clear I would need greater influence, stronger gladiators, and a better plan if I wished to take back what was mine. Years passed after that failure, and I watched, infuriated, as the Council ate itself alive and brought Talon to ruin. But in a divine comedy, as Talon's power waned, I rose to my peak.
Your new campionessa del Colosseo!
I bided my time, knowing my chance to claim vengeance would return. And one night, as I celebrated the spoils of my victory in the Colosseum, it did. Word reached me that Doomfist had escaped his confinement and reclaimed his position at the head of Talon. I decided then I was done waiting for my moment. No more climbing. No more wasting my rage on meaningless opponents. It is time to strike back against my true enemies. With your death, I will send a message to Talon. You thought your fight with me was over, but this war is just beginning. Perfection. I will see you in Overwatch 2, when retribution will be mine.
The legacy of Overwatch began with a single shared belief that one person's courage can be the catalyst for change. During the Omnic crisis, when humanity stood on the brink of annihilation, that idea united those who were willing to stand. It created the first heroes of Overwatch. And it's the same belief we're fighting for now. In the past, Overwatch wasn't perfect, but its purpose never changed. Our mission, the reason we returned when Null Sector attacked, was about protecting people. It was about our shared belief in a future worth fighting for. The International Justice Commission recognized that. They suspended the order that shut Overwatch down, because human and Omnic kind needed us. But even we didn't save the world alone. When the smoke cleared, we saw something incredible. We saw you. People from all walks of life. Soldiers, scientists, ordinary people with extraordinary courage stood up to share the defense of our world. In Paris, Busan, Rio, old allies and new answered the call. Mercy flew to our rescue. Reinhardt charged back into battle for honor and glory. Even new faces, Alexandra Zaryanova, Lucio Correa dos Santos, Hana Song, and so many others, put their lives aside and came to Gibraltar. Not because they were ordered to, but because it was right. We've reviewed every report, every act of bravery during the invasion, and you stood out. Not just for your skill, but for your courage. That's why you're receiving the message embedded within this token. You are formally invited to Watch Point Gibraltar, to stand with a new generation of heroes. The world won't save itself. Join us. Sojourn is still negotiating with the IJC. With Null Sector gone, there's pressure to shut us down again. When she finds out I sent these tokens, it won't be pretty. But back when I sent the recall, I didn't know if anyone would respond. I spent years alone here, thinking I was the only one who couldn't leave Overwatch in the past. But everyone who answered, they still believed like I did. Fighting Null Sector with so few agents has been hard. But it felt right. Null Sector's forces may have retreated, but they're not gone. And who knows what else is out there? The world still needs Overwatch. It always did. Besides, if there's one thing I've learned in my time here, it's better to beg Sojourn's forgiveness than to ask her permission. Well, here goes nothing.
Hey there. My name is Olivia Lee Anderson, and I voice Freya. Today, I'm reading Search and Destroy. Monte Carlo, Monaco. When I became a bounty hunter, I quickly learned the questions to ask my clients. You wanted me to come here tonight. This was all a test. It was a calculation. I had to be sure you were right for this. And then there are some questions. Right for what? For a problem no one else has been able to solve. I think you might find it particularly interesting that are better left unanswered. I could hardly believe it, that years after Emery left Overwatch, he began working for Talon. At some point they'd lost track of him, and now Max wanted him back. Why? I couldn't say. But I was determined to find out. You should have led with this. Leave him to me. Oasis, Iraq, Emery Sorolla. I'd wager you never expected him to land in your little quarry ledger. Moira O'Dearan. She was a stain on Overwatch's reputation, and it seemed she'd sunk even lower with Talon. She always found Beckers with the least oversight and the deepest pockets. But Emery never did what he did for the money. Tell me, Freya, how long's it been since you've seen your erstwhile cohort? Nearly a decade. When he left Overwatch. You can't resign. The strike team needs you.
Tell that to the strike team. They don't seem to hear me when I point out how loose protocols got. Doubt they'll even notice I'm gone.
All right, fine. I need you. My team needs you.
Make friends with Vivian. Take your concerns to her. She'll listen.
And what about you? Will you be okay? Overwatch has been your life.
I'll be fine. I've already gotten a few offers to consult on global security. Just promise me you won't let this place change who you are, Frey. Keep up the good fight. It's worth it.
Interesting. Well, quite a lot can happen in a decade. Just look at us. Both gainfully employed by the very organization we once sought to destroy. This is just a job. I work for myself. Yes. Well, your semantic gymnastics aside, one must go where one's unique talents are appreciated. Funny, though, how changed he was when he appeared on Talon's doorstep. When was that? A few years after his defection from Overwatch. He was rather choosy about the assignments he accepted. And he was cold, calculating, ruthless. I'd hired him to help me procure, shall we say, exotic materials hidden in a highly defended R&D facility in Berkala. Emery disappeared from the operation, leaving me to fight on my own. I assumed he'd been captured or killed, but when I made it to the objective, I found him there, waiting for me. And that became his modus operandi. Going dark during and between missions, only to suddenly reappear to ensure success. As to his current whereabouts, I couldn't say. But you goody two-shoes were rather chummy whilst serving together in Overwatch. Perhaps the clues you seek are buried in your own precious memories. Istanbul, Turkey. Emma and I were close, both professionally and personally. But I was hardly the only one who looked up to him. Whereas the other members of the vaunted Overwatch strike team seemed untouchable, superhuman even, Emery was different. He built relationships with the entire support staff, including those in search and rescue. In his native Turkey, he'd served in the special forces, remained close to his former squad mates and family. I'd made the trip myself once, during a break from our Overwatch duties. Everything's delicious, Mrs. Sorolla. Please, call me Zara. Any friend of Emery's is more than welcome in our home, especially one so pretty.
Mom, please.
I'd returned to Istanbul to see if his parents might know where I could find their beloved son. No such luck. None of this was like Emery. But then, if what Moira told me was true, maybe I never knew my friend at all. With no other leads, I turned my focus to the jobs Imri had taken for Talon. I quickly found Moira's mission in Bakala. She was after something for her genetics research, but the facility served other purposes. All my instincts screamed the other was important. But how? I met with Mauga, who had helped Emre infiltrate a black site in Guatemala. Bro was stone cold. Lots of killing, not a lot of talking. Kinda tanked the buzz, you know? Widowmaker had worked with Imre to destroy a weapons facility in Hungary. And Imre disappeared during the mission? Well, for a short while, he disabled his tracker. Reyes was my final stop. He'd fallen far since I'd known him in Overwatch. Whoever that was with me in Luanda, it wasn't Emre. What do you mean? The old Emre couldn't tie his boots without consulting the reg manual. But on that ship, it was different. I'd come nearly full circle, and the story remained the same. Emre had become a cold-hearted killer. No remorse, no emotion, not even a clear pattern of motivation. It made no sense. What had happened to him? What was I missing? The terrible things I'd already learned about my lost friend were more than I ever wished to know. And yet, sadly, still not enough. Then, a break. I recognized one of the sites Emery had hit, and now Helix installation in Kinshasa. We'd visited before, in Overwatch. The jobs Emery had taken for Talon were at or near satellite command centers where global security was monitored, and where Overwatch was often debriefed. The strike team didn't exactly prioritize meetings with the support teams, but Emery did. While the information house there was valuable, it wasn't what Talon wanted. And yet, every command center had been within striking distance of Emery's jobs for Talon. All but one. Security logs showed multiple minor breaches at the facility in recent days, as if someone was doing reconnaissance, readying for a strike. If I wanted to prove my theory, there was only one way to find out. Pilot, take me to Riyadh. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. My instincts were right. But if Emery had done this, caused this carnage, could I do what needed to be done? What happened here? The soldier, like a demon? His eyes. Who? Emery. He was going to kill me.
Emery, stop!
After all the years we'd served together, all the shared memories.
I just want to talk.
The victories, the defeats.
Please!
My lost friend. All the time I'd spent wondering where he'd gone, only to find a monster.
There he is! Fire! Kill it!
In my business, there are questions you don't ask. No, like why I'm being hired. I certainly didn't ask Mex that, much as I wanted to. And in that moment, I didn't have to. Finally, the terrible noise stopped. All around me, chaos. No. Destruction. And then, in the smoke, a shape.
Frey, is that you?
Not a demon this time. Not a monster. Only Emery.
I wasted money on all those new security measures. I understand you've been busy. You've already paid a visit to 2 of my associates from the Talon Council. And now, me.
Tell me, Max. I want to know if Doomfist so much as flinched when I killed them, or if he simply slotted in another pawn, as he did once my father's seat was empty.
I wouldn't pretend to know what Akande thinks, why he does the things he does.
Don't play innocent. You were there when they portioned out the riches. Just like you were there when they threw me out onto the street. Yes, I am carving up the Talon Council to send a message to Doomfist. But for you, Max, this is personal.
Don't let the suit fool you. I've been in your position before, left with nothing after the crisis. I remember what it was like to toil in silence while the cruel and unworthy sat in a palace they'd forged from luck and the labor of others. And I remember the moment I took my revenge. Although moment doesn't quite encapsulate it. I made them watch for years while I managed and grew what they had happened upon by chance or inheritance. My vengeance was a living thing, is still living. In fact, something tells me we're alike in that way. And if my hunch is correct, that makes me far more useful to you alive than dead.
You've overestimated your value. Loyalty bow at the end of a blade is worthless.
If you've been watching Talon, then you've seen the same thing I have. We are barreling towards ruin. Akande's alliance with Null Sector and its fanatical leader was a disaster.
You cannot think me so foolish, Max. You may have helped yourself to my inheritance, but my trust is not so easily won.
Then maybe this will satisfy you. I see your taste for power, your desire to rebuild Talon with your own vision. The keys to bending every major player to your will are right here, on this chip. Weaknesses, leverage. Talon is less an organization these days than a collection of powerful individuals with selfish interests. If you assure them you can advance those interests, they will fall in line. The scientist Moira Odiran, she'll follow anyone who will fund her research into genetic modification. Anyone. Speaking of which, Annelie, the Widowmaker, she relies on a steady supply of drug formulations to maintain her skill and suppress bad memories. Vishkar will be more slippery, but their reputation is no longer as flawless as they'd like others to believe. They miss the days of the crisis when they were the shining heroes, rebuilding the world at a massive profit. As for the other agents at Talon's table, yes, Doomfist has his loyalists. Lieutenants he's won through strength or vision. But if we play our cards right, not all of them will follow him out the door.
I could kill you now. Take the chip for myself.
You could, but the information alone will only get you so far. You'll need other allies if you hope to stand against Doomfist. I can organize them for you.
Tell me what you gain from this.
I simply require a seat at your table, maintaining my current position, which I assure you will be to your benefit.
Betray me, and I will run you through before you can utter a single word with that silver tongue. I will not allow you to jeopardize my plans.
I'd say you've made your terms vividly clear. I look forward to building a new Talon by your side.
We are not equals, Max. I have spared you, so you can serve me. Do not forget that.
I wouldn't dream of it.
I hope you placed a wager. It would be a pity to have such an incomparable view of today's race, while risking no stake in its outcome.
Oh yes, I've backed Clelia. Horatius may be undefeated, but one should never underestimate the fire of a fresh competitor. I must apologize again for my tardiness. Drivers these days. Perhaps I ought to hire one of your little racers down there instead.
I cannot imagine a woman of your refinement barreling down the streets in a chariot. Clelia is my most ruthless champion, and she drives much like how she fights. Dirty.
Oh, I'm well aware of her talents. But women such as ourselves, well, we have no problem breaking a few rules in the name of creating our own. Wouldn't you agree?
I would, Miss Singania.
Oh, please. Call me Vera.
Vera, then. Has Sanjay briefed you on our negotiations?
He has. Though he described them less as negotiations and more as delicate conversations regarding the value of your partnership.
His proposal was an insult. For years, I fought against the poor estimations of those around me. Those who failed to see my worth. I did not make it to the top by accepting scraps.
My, you are a fiery one.
I only hope you've come prepared with a more suitable offer. After all, Vishkar's shields would serve as a far better defense for your tattered reputation than they would for my fighters.
I assure you, Vishkar's reputation is well managed.
I'm not so certain it is. Your careless construction in Suravasa, inciting a popular uprising in Rio, trouble with a runaway architect, among other more unsavory matters. Your company is one failure away from a formal investigation. But a public connection to Talon, ooh, that would ruin you.
Well, you've certainly done your research, haven't you?
I have.
What a rare pleasure to meet with someone of your caliber. With that sort of attention to detail, I imagine you've brought your own offer to the table.
Vishkar's public image has suffered greatly. It will take more than sponsoring a few winning matches to fix what your organization has broken. Just as I will require more of you, if we are to form a partnership.
And what, pray tell, would you require of me?
Your loyalty. Vishkar's shielding technology would be effective in the Colosseo, but I believe it could have broader applications.
Threatening to expose my company secrets and enticing me with a business proposition in the same breath? My, you certainly live up to your reputation.
I am my reputation.
And Vishkar's reputation is mine. Let me be clear. Any success from this endeavor is mine to claim. But any faults will fall on your shoulders alone. Are we in alignment, darling?
We are.
Marvelous. Let us begin.
Me hubiese gustado pasar más tiempo juntos. Estuve pensando. ¿Recuerdas esa pequeña bicicleta roja que tanto te pedí? Y a ese niño que quiso quitármela. Le rompí la nariz. Tenía mucho miedo de que te enojaras, pero estuviste orgulloso de mí. Me dijiste, nunca permitas que te quiten lo que es tuyo. Pero ya no estás más aquí. Y me han quitado todo. Ahora no tengo nada.
Está claro que nos convocaste por un motivo. Tengo asuntos más importantes que atender. Ve al grano.
Tendríamos que haber detenido a Vendetta hace mucho tiempo. Es una amenaza.
La estoy siguiendo hace años. Pasó de la nada a esto. Se está preparando para algo. Y si no la controlamos, va a...
Bene. Me ahorraron el problema. Están todos aquí.
Ah, Marcia. Qué placer más inesperado.
No eres bienvenida aquí, Vendetta.
Que no soy bienvenida. Me gané el derecho de estar aquí. Pagué con sangre. Pero ustedes, ¿qué han hecho? Acecharon desde las sombras. Destruyeron el imperio de mi padre. Me apartaron. Quiero lo que es mío.
¿Lo que te pertenece? Niña, no confundas el éxito con la herencia. Ya es hora de que entiendas la diferencia. ¡Qué predecible!
Nunca permitas que te quiten lo que es tuyo.
Patético. Se necesita una gran arrogancia para desafiarme.
Mi familia le dio todo a Talon. Y como un cobarde, enterraste nuestro legado. Vine a recuperarlo.
No te mereces nada. El poder no se hereda. Se toma a la fuerza.
Lo sé. Y tú estás en mi camino.
Me decepcionas. Tan cerca de tu venganza. Y ahora estás dudando. Te hace débil.
Quiero recordar este momento. Talon habrá robado mi pasado, pero yo soy su futuro. Lamento que no vayas a estar aquí para disfrutar lo que se viene. No más errores. No más debilidad. Los guiaré fuera de las sombras para tomar lo que siempre debió ser nuestro. Y el mundo se arrodillará. Un nuevo imperio de Talon comienza hoy.
Amplíalo. Overwatch, estaciones de batalla. Los ataca Talon.